we'll go very quickly about another important poet and poem, and the poet name is Lord Alfred Tennyson. Can you see the slide, everyone? Salam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Slide দেখা যাচ্ছে?
Ji, sir.
Okay. And Alfred Tennyson was born in 1809.
The Life of Ancient Mariner.
Pardon? Alfred Tennyson, that was he was born in England, Lincolnshire, and he is a well-loved Victorian poet. So Robert Browning was also a Victorian poet, and Tennyson is also a Victorian poet. And Tennyson was the fourth of 12 children of his parents. And Tennyson showed an early talent for writing. At 12 years age, he wrote a 6,000-line epic poem. How it is possible? 12 বছর বয়সে সে 6,000 লাইনের কবিতা লিখে ফেলেছিলেন টেনিসন। And his father, George Tennyson, tutored his sons in classical and modern languages. And in 1820, however, Tennyson's father began to suffer frequent mental breakdowns that were exacerbated by alcoholism. One of the Tennyson's brother had violent quarrels with his father, and the second brother was later confined to an insane asylum. Pagla garote take bondi kora hoy. Okay. But another became an opium addict. That means opium addict. Tar 12 ভাই বোনের মধ্যে এসবের তাদের পরিস্থিতি এরকম ছিল, এবং এই কারণে টেনিসন বাড়ি থেকে পালিয়ে যায় 1827 সালে to attend Trinity College in Cambridge. And in the same year, he and his brother Charles published poems by two brothers. And although the poems in the book were mostly juvenilia, they attracted the attention of Apostle, an undergraduate literary club by Arthur Hallam, led by Arthur Hallam. So এই 12 বছর বয়সেই তারপরে ক্যামব্রিজে ট্রিনিটি কলেজে গিয়ে তারা যখন কবিতা প্রকাশ করে, তখনই একজনের দৃষ্টিগোচর হয়। যদিও সেটা কবিতার পরিপ্রেক্ষিতে খুব একটা ভালো কবিতা না, কিন্তু তারপরেও দৃষ্টি আকর্ষণ করে একজনের নামে, যার নাম ছিল হচ্ছে আর্থার হালাম। সে একটা লিটারারি ম্যাগাজিন, লিট ম্যাগাজিন চালায় ক্লাবের মাধ্যমে, তাদের দৃষ্টি আকর্ষণ করে। দ্য অ্যাপোস্টেল provided Tennyson, who was tremendously shy, with much needed friendship and confidence as a poet. Hallam and Tennyson became the best of friends, and they tutored whole Europe together in 1830 and again in 1832. But Hallam suddenly died, and that affected Tennyson very much. And for this reason, in the long poem In Memoriam, Tennyson wrote many things, tribute the memory of Hallam. In 1830, Tennyson published poems, chiefly lyrical. In 1832, another poems, and some reviews condemned this book as affected and obscure. That means that were not good one. Tennyson is stunned by the reviews, would not publish another book for 9 years. এরকম নেগেটিভ রিভিউ পাওয়ার পরে টেনিসন আর 9 বছর কোনো কিছু পাবলিশ করে নাই। In 1836 he became engaged in Emily Selwood নামে একজনের সাথে engaged হয়, এবং 1852 সালে টেনিসন's poem in 2 volumes was a tremendous critical and popular success. And in 1850, with the publication of In Memoriam, Tennyson became one of the Britain's most popular poets, and he was elected poet laureate in succession to Wordsworth. In the last year, in that same year, he married Emily Selwood, and they had 2 sons, Hallam and Lionel. Okay. At the age of 41, Tennyson had established himself as the most popular poet of the Victorian era, and he had the poetry with the blooming voice often compared to that of the Dalian Thomas. In 1848, he accepted a peerage, became Alfred Tennyson's, and Tennyson died on October 6, 1892, and was buried in Westminster Abbey. Okay, so this is in short the biography of Tennyson, and now we will go directly to the this is the poem we're going to read today. The poem written by Tennyson. Salam, can you see the slide? Fojia Khanum Jeba.
জি স্যার দেখা যাচ্ছে
Okay, so this is the poem we are going to read today. Ulysses, this is the name of the poem. And who is Ulysses? Ulysses, Homer. Homer naam amra shunesi. Homer is the Greek poet, and Homer wrote an epic poem, and the name of the epic poem was Odyssey. And the epic hero নাম ছিল হচ্ছে Odysseus, এবং Odysseus-এরই ল্যাটিন নাম হলো Ulysses. Okay, Ulysses. এই কবিতার নামও হচ্ছে Ulysses. Okay. এবং Ulysses কি করেছিল? এই Odysseus, the epic describes the travels which lasted for 10 years as he tried to return home after the Trojan War, reasserts his place as rightful king of Ithaca. ট্রয়ের যুদ্ধের নাম আমরা শুনেছি। ট্রয়ে গ্রিক এবং ট্রয়ের মধ্যে একটা যুদ্ধ হয়, যে যুদ্ধে ট্রয় নগরী ধ্বংস হয়ে যায়, এবং এই ট্রয় নগরী যুদ্ধ করতে গিয়েছিল ইউলিসিস, যার নাম ছিল হচ্ছে ইডিপাস, ওডিসিয়াস ইন দ্যাট গ্রিক ওয়ার। এবং যুদ্ধ করার সময় তার আগে সে ছিল ইথেকার রাজা। তখন সে এই ট্রয়ের যুদ্ধে জয়লাভ করে দেশে ফিরে আসে, এবং দেশে ফিরে আসতে তার 10 বছর সময় লাগে। এই 10 বছরে যে বিভিন্ন জায়গায় সে কষ্ট করেছিল, বিভিন্ন প্রতিকূল পরিবেশের মধ্য দিয়ে যে এসেছিল, সেই সমস্ত ঘটনা নিয়েই একটা মহাকাব্য রচনা করা হয়। সেই মহাকাব্যের নাম হলো ওডিসি। আর সেই ওডিসিরই প্রধান চরিত্র, এপিক হিরো হলো ওডিসিয়াস। আর এই ওডিসিয়াসেরই আরেকটা নাম হলো ইউলিসিস। ওকে, সো দিস পোয়েম ইজ অ্যাবাউট ইউলিসিস। সো ইউলিসিস, ইট ইজ অলসো আ ড্রামাটিক মনোলগ। আমরা জানি যে ড্রামাটিক মনোলগ কি। সো ইট little profits that an idle king. So Ulysses returned from Troy, and now he has become the king of, once again, the king of Ithaca, but he says that he has become idle. By this still hearth among these barren cracks, messed with an aged wife, I mate and dole unequal loss into a savage rage, that hoard and sleep and feed and know not me. I cannot rest from travel. So after returning from the Greek or the Trojan War, Ulysses said that I am not a person to take rest. I have been ruling my country in a country where there is no problems. Everything is set. And I have been passing my conjugal life with my aged wife. So all have been very much timid and dull for Ulysses. And for this reason, Ulysses says that I, Ulysses can't like a life what I am living. I cannot rest from travel. যেটা আমরা একটু আগে বলেছিলাম যে Ulysses returned from the Greek or the Troy War for 10 years, and in the 10 years journey through the long uh, waterways had tremendous kind of problems, and Ulysses gone through such kind of tremendous problems. So he said that I don't feel like living in such a very lazy life as the king. I will drink life to the lees. Ulysses said that I have become old. However, I will try to enjoy the last moment, up to the last moment of my life. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly. জীবনের প্রতিটা মুহূর্তে সে বলেছে যে আমি জীবনকে উপভোগ করেছি, জীবনকে অনেক বেশি সাফার করেছি, both with those that loved me and alone. আমি অনেক মানুষের সাথে বাস করার যে মজা সেটাও আমি এনজয় করেছি, আবার একাকিত্ব থাকার যে আনন্দ সেটাও আমি উপভোগ করেছি জীবনে। অনশোর সেটা অনেক সময় মাটিতে, and when with scarred in drift in rainy heights vexed in dim sea, সেটা আমি অনেক সময় সমুদ্রেও অনেক দিন অতিবাহিত করেছি। সো এখন আমার এই জীবন আর ভালো লাগছে না। I am become a name. Ulysses said that is, I have become old and there is no action of me. I have become a person living lazily in my home. So I have to do for always roaming with a hungry heart. So you have heard the speech given by Steve Jobs. He said that always remain hungry, always remain poor. In the same way, Ulysses said that always roaming with a hungry heart, much I have seen and known, cities of man and manners, climates, council and governments, and myself not least, but honored all of them. So Ulysses says that I have gone through several kinds of people, and every kind of people follow the different kinds of attitude, manner, activities, and so on. And also in the many countries he traveled, that the weather and the temperature was different from each other and everything. And Ulysses said that I love and honor them all, and drank delight of battle with my peers, and far on the ringing plains of windy Troy. And he said that I had been fighting with my peers. That means the equally powerful person of similar rank. And also he had been fighting in Troy against the Trojan army. I am a part of all that I have made. So he said that I had been fighting very vigorously with every portion of my life. Yet all experience is an arc where though glimpse an untraveled world, though margin fades forever and forever when I move. Okay, so he said that yet all experience is an arc where through glimpse that untraveled world. যদিও বলছে যে আমি জীবনে অনেক কিছুই দেখেছি, কিন্তু এরপরে পৃথিবীর অনেক জায়গা আছে সেখানে মানুষ যায়নি, সেই জায়গাগুলোতে আমি যেতে চাই আমার জীবন বেঁচে থাকতে। How dull it is to watch to make an end. So this end can be the ending of life. মৃত্যু হতে পারে অথবা কোনো কাজ করতে করতে হঠাৎ থেমে যাওয়া, রেস্ট নেওয়া। So it is said that how dull it is to make watch and to make an end, to rust unburnished, not to shine in use, as though to breathe or life. Okay. So বলছে যে আসলে আমরা শ্বাস নিচ্ছি এবং ফেলছি, এটাই লাইফ না। So as though to breathe or life, জীবনের অর্থ এটাই না, জীবনের অর্থ আরো অনেক গ্রেভ, আরো অনেক মিনিংফুল। So জীবন চলতে চলতে কোথাও যে থেমে যাবে। So through the continuous process of life will be stopped abruptly. This is not life. I don't like such kind of life appears in my life. So life piled on life. So জীবনের এক একটা ঘটনার সাথে আরেকটা ঘটনাই যখন স্তূপাকারে সংযোজিত হয়, that is life according to Ulysses. Were all too little and of one to me. Little remains but every hour is saved from the eternal silence. Eternal silence indicates the death and something more, a bringer of new things. He said that after the death, most probably you will enter into the life of eternity. However, that new things we will be getting. And while it were for some 3 sons to store and bore and hoard myself, and this grey spirit yearning to the in desire to follow knowledge like a sinking star and beyond the utmost bound of human thought. So Ulysses said that before my death I want to travel to exceed the limit of human thinking. So I want to utilize the all strength of my life before my death, just like the sinking star. That means Ulysses has become old, still in such an old age, he doesn't want to stay lazily. He wants to go forward for exploration, for adventure and everything. This is my son, my own Telemachus. Ulysses had a son who will be the king after Ulysses. He said that his name is Telemachus, to whom I leave the specter, uh, scepter, and the eyes. Well laughed of me, discerning to fulfill this labor by slow prudence to make mild and racked people, and through soft degrees subdue them to the useful and the good. So Ulysses said that after my death, my son Telemachus will be the king, and he will be a noble king. He will be maintaining the all requirements of the people living in this isles, that means in this country. Most blameless he is he. So there is no claim against my son. Centered in the sphere of common duties and decent not to fail. So Telemachus had all characteristics in offices of tenderness and pay, meet adoration to my household gods. When I am gone, he works his work, I mine. So after my death, my son will be working his duty, but I will work my own work. So he has a special duties to be performed. I have, though I have become old, I have a special duties to be performed in my life before death, though I am in the very old stage of my life. There lies the port. The vessel puffs her sail. So always the man, a hero, will always be calling from the ocean. So Ulysses passed 10 years in the watery ways when he had been returning from Troy to his own country, Ithaca. So always he has a desire to go to the ocean. So he hears the vessel puffs her sail. That means the sail of the in the ocean. Their gloom, the dark boat sees my mariners, souls that have toiled and wrought and thought with me, that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine and opposed. Free hearts, free foreheads, you and I are old. Old age hath yet his honor and his toil. So old age might be relaxing for some people. However, old age might be discouraged by some people. So he said that old age has both its negative and positive side. However, Ulysses didn't like his old age. Always he yearns to go to the ocean for adventurous journey. It is normal. Death closes all. But sometimes it is the end, the most famous line you see, that death closes all. So he didn't discuss, he didn't underestimate the necessity, the old days. However, he said that when people will die, everything will get a full stop, everything will be stopped, but something it is the end. কিন্তু ইডি মানে হলো before, something before the death, some work of novel not may yet be done. Not unbecoming man that strove with gods. So before the death, we have many noble things to be done. The lights Being to twinkle from the rocks, the long day winds, the slow moon climbs, the deep moans round with many voices. Come, my friend. So, the single speaker again. Uh, Ulysses ask or invites the audience like you and me who have been reading the poem. He says that, come my friends, it's not too late to seek a newer world. Pop off and sitting well in order smite the sounding furrows for my purpose hold. So again he said that still there are many parts of this world are unexplored. So come my friend to fight the furrows, that means to fight against the foamy ocean and to sail beyond the sunset and the baths of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down. হতে পারে এরকম যে এই রকমের যুদ্ধ এরকমের জার্নিতে আমাদের মৃত্যু হতে পারে। ইট মে বি উই শ্যাল টাচ দ্য হ্যাপি আইজ, অথবা এরকমও হতে পারে যে আমরা সেই আনএক্সপ্লোর্ড যে হ্যাপি আইলস এর কথা বলছি সেটা আমরা আবিষ্কারও করতে পারি। অ্যান্ড সি দ্য গ্রেট অ্যাকিলিস হোম উই নো। Okay, so if we die, you will get Achilles, also another hero of Troy War. Okay, so he said that if we die, we will go to the happy land where Achilles had been living. Okay, so this is what he said. And though mass is taken, mass abides. And though we are not now that strength which an old age moved earth and heaven, that which we are one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. The last two lines I love very much of this poem. That is an invitation or urge to all of the person of the world that people, human being, everything will be weak, made weak by time and fate. Sometimes a person might be weak for his old age, and also he might be weak for the cause of fate, but strong in will. If you have the desire to do something new, if you have the willpower to do something new, to strive, আঘাত করা, to seek, খুঁজে দেখা, অনুসন্ধান করা, and to find and not to yield, that means not to surrender before your death. So that is the invitation. And in dramatic monologue, naturally every times in Tennyson's poem you will see such kind of invitation. So it is also a monologue. It is written by Tennyson in Victorian age. However, this is about the problem of old age, the people living in a old age. However, for the cause of his strong will, you can overcome your old age. So Ulysses, being a hero of Trojan War, he traveled back to his country taking 10 years. However, he is old. He is the king of Ithaca. He is maintaining a very easy life with his queen, but he is not satisfied. He wants to go out to explore the unexplored world of this uh, universe and try to be immortal, just like Achilles. And for this reason, he uh, requests or urges everyone to come forward, not to surrender before death. And that can only be done if you have willpower to do so. So thank you very much. And if you have any question, we will be answered in this 5 minutes, and remaining minutes will be the question answer session. Okay. Okay, hello everyone. Now floor is open. Okay, Aisha Akhtar.
Yes, sir. I want to know, sir, where is his son? Is his son is with him?
Yeah, now he is in Itheka. Itheka একটা দেশের নাম, সে দেশের সে রাজা। সে 10 বছর জার্নি করে এই ইথেকাতে এসেছে। এসে সে তার আর এই রাজা হয়ে বসে থাকতে ভালো লাগতেছে না। এটাই হিরোইক মানুষের, সে তার দেশেই আছে, তার কাছেই আছে, সে তার রাজা হবে, সে তার অবর্তমানে তার কথা সে বলছে। সেক্ষেত্রে কোনো সমস্যা নাই, কিন্তু তার সমস্যা হলো তার নিজের মনে সে অলসভাবে বসে থাকতে পারে না। এর জন্য সে বলছে যে ব্রিদিং ইজ নট সিম্পলি দি ব্রিদিং ইজ নট লাইফ, সো ইউ হ্যাভ টু স্ট্রাইভ টু এক্সপ্লোর দ্য আনএক্সপ্লোরড পার্ট অফ দিস ওয়ার্ল্ড। সেটা সমুদ্র জয়ের মতো ঘটনা হতে পারে, অথবা আপনি যদি বিজ্ঞানী হন আপনার বিজ্ঞানের আবিষ্কারের নেশা হতে পারে, আপনি যদি আর্টিস্ট হন আপনার লেখালেখির কাজও হতে পারে। যে ধরনের কাজ আপনি চান, ভালো মনে করেন, কিন্তু নট সিট আইডল। ওকে,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
okay, any question? Raise your hand. Mukta Akhtar, can you hear us?
No, sir.
Okay. নাইমা রাস্টিন, বোঝা গিয়েছে?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, any question? Okay, যাদের যাদের সবাই হচ্ছে চ্যাট বক্স ইজ ওপেন, যদি কারো প্রশ্ন থাকে ওকে আপনারা সেখানেও প্রশ্ন করতে পারেন। ওকে, ফৌজিয়া খানম জেবা মনে হচ্ছে হাত তুলেছে।
স্যার আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার।
ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম। আপনি
কেমন
হাসতে,
আছেন?
ভালোই আছি, হাসতেছেনও মনে হচ্ছে। বুঝা গিয়েছে কবিতা দুটো?
স্যার লাস্টের দিকে আমি জাস্ট বুঝতে পারছিলাম না লাস্টের দিকে কি হয় ইউলিসের, ওইটা একটু আমি ক্লিয়ার হচ্ছিলাম না, যদি একটু বলতেন।
লাস্টের দিকে এসে ইউলিসিস বলছে যে আপনি যে স্টেজেই থাকেন না কেন জীবনের, বসে থাকেন না, কাজ করেন। ওকে, আমির খানের একটা অ্যাড হয় না এখন, যে জাস্ট বসে থাকেন না, সেরকম। সো ইউলিসিস বিং আ হিরো, হি ইজ ইন ওল্ড এজ, জীবনের সমস্ত মহৎ কাজগুলো সে শেষ করেছে, এবং শেষ করার পরেও সে এসে বলছে যে এখনো বিশ্বের অনেক কিছু আছে আনএক্সপ্লোরড, যেটা কিনা করে আপনি আমি অমর হতে পারি। এজন্য সমস্ত অডিয়েন্সকে তিনি একটা মেসেজ দিয়েছেন যে স্ট্রাইভ, কাম ফরওয়ার্ড, আপনি সামনে আসেন, কাজ করেন অমরত্ব লাভের জন্য। এবং সেই অমরত্ব লাভের জন্য কি দরকার? প্রধান একটা জিনিস দরকার, সেটা হলো ইচ্ছা শক্তি। সেই ইচ্ছা শক্তি যদি আপনার থাকে, আপনি যদি কোনো কিছু করতে ইচ্ছুক হন, আপনি যে স্টেজেই থাকেন না কেন, বিফোর দ্য এন্ড অফ দ্য পাবলিক এন্ড অফ দ্য টাইম, কাম ফরওয়ার্ড অ্যান্ড ওয়ার্ক ফর দ্যাট। ওকে,
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
বোঝা গেল কিছু?
জি স্যার, এখন বুঝছি।
Okay, so it is also actually in Tennyson's poem, we see, you might see that what is the theme of this poem. So we see that every poem there is a crisis. So in Tennyson's poem, in this poem, Ulysses, we see a crisis. What is the crisis? Crisis of old age. And how we can overcome this old age? Tennyson also answered that you can overcome the problem of old age by doing some work, and such kind of working will make you immortal. And whatever maybe the action would be, it might be voluntary action, you might be exploratory action, it might be adventurous action, anything with that. And only thing, physical strength is not important about such kind of occur.